Good morning and welcome to episode number 304 of Simplifying Live with me, Shashank Nigam, your host and the CEO of Simplifying. Flying cars are going to be a reality sooner than we expect. The days of the Jetsons, of the comic books and the cartoons are going to be a reality. Not in 20 years, not in 10 years, but perhaps in 2 years. In fact, Casey Neistat, the YouTuber, took off this week in what is possibly the world's first civilian flying car flight. In his YouTube video, he's taking off in Kitty Hawk, the personal air taxi project or personal air drone project of Google founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page, in which he's taking off from a platform over a lake and flying around. It's fully electric, 8 blades, a little like a modified electric helicopter, looking really cool inside a race car shell. I have to share the video with you. But he flies and totally enjoys it and then lands comfortably. It's not stuff that's on paper right now. It's stuff that's not being tested right now. It's stuff where first flights are already happening. Boeing and Airbus have made big moves. Boeing has invested in a company that has been working with Uber on personal air transportation. It's a single people, and Boeing feels that this will be a reality within the next 10 years. Airbus, using its Silicon Valley hub called A3, has launched Vahana, which has been testing personal cabin flights for individuals. All of this has huge implications for aviation as it stands. For the first time in many decades, the aviation ecosystem will open up to new players. New players can come into aviation and make their mark. The likes of Uber can come in and disrupt aviation. The likes of Amazon can come in and disrupt aviation because they're in this game together. Certainly, it's not that we will start seeing humans flying in individual cars the day after tomorrow, but we will see perhaps 3 million pizza boxes being delivered to begin with in the US. That's when the FAA and regulators need to think about air traffic controls and three-dimensional highways on how these drones and personal flying taxis and flying cars do not start colliding into buildings or trees or even themselves. How do we navigate all of this? Casey seemed a little nervous flying it, but he totally enjoyed it by the end of it. I'm sure features that are available in the Tesla, like autopilot, will be there as well. But going back to the main question, how does this impact aviation? Well, I think the last mile is a very interesting problem that airlines have not been able to solve, that these guys will, that the flying cars will. Imagine driving to the airport and then going onto the runway and flying off in the same car. That's interesting. Or what if you take an ultra low-cost airline to an airport that's really far from the city? Let's say, something really far, let's say Luton, which is outside of London, and you need to get to Canary Wharf. So you can come in on Ryanair and land there and, take this flying taxi straight to London, Canary Wharf. Or think of a congested city like Sao Paulo in Brazil, which already has more helipads than possibly any other city in the world. Imagine landing at Sao Paulo airport from an international flight, let's say on Emirates, and then connecting on to this flying car and driving it yourself, just like a car rental pickup, but then landing at a helipad or vertical landing pad in downtown Sao Paulo. Airlines can choose to collaborate with these companies or invest in these companies through some of their incubators or innovation labs to be part of the story, because flying cars are not going to disrupt long-haul travel, not as yet, but it will certainly disrupt short-haul, very short-haul, and the last mile. And airlines need to get in this game. They need to think creatively of how not to be disrupted. That's the key. You can either disrupt or be disrupted. Flying cars are here, flying taxis are here, Deloitte believes they'll be here within 2 years. Boeing believes within 10 years. I think it's going to be between those 2 and 10 years. But what are you doing about this? I'll share the links in my show notes. Meanwhile, have a thought about this, and I will catch you tomorrow. Till then, have a great one. Bye-bye.